Hey y'all, welcome to the first episode of the Smoky Mountain Gentleman's Lounge. My name is Jason J. Boogie Bush. With us, my co-host Mike Goins, and a couple of special guests, Drew and David. Drew Tolliver, I know your last name, and unfortunately I was never introduced to David, so he's just kind of here filling in. But David, I don't know your last name,
Cash.
so Cash, right on.
Yep.
So what we're doing is just a talk show for and mainly about guys. So that's why we call it the Smoky Mountain Gentleman's Lounge. We are here in Sevierville, Tennessee, the heart of the Smoky Mountains, right here in Knoxville Vapor. So they've been gracious enough to let us use their studio. Bill has been gracious enough to loan us a little bit of equipment to do this, so we're definitely going to plug Knoxville Vapor. I know I personally vape, and I don't know if these guys do, but it is a great alternative to cigarettes, dipping, cigars, things like that. But I'm not going to knock cigars because we are going to do a show about that as well. So, guys, how are we?
Not too bad.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Speaking of phenomenal, this right here, phenomenal. Mike, yours isn't bad either, but it blends with your black. You should have wore something else.
And it won't stand out too much.
Yeah, me and my baby face.
Right. I got the little one going, but that's about it.
It's such a baby beard. Yeah, I'm trimming it up.
Didn't it used to be longer?
Yeah, it used to be.
Yeah, I thought so.
But tell us about your beard, Drew. Man, a lot of money goes into my beard every month. I'm not gonna lie to you. About $200 a month goes into my beard. That's why it looks so good. The products I put in are absolutely top of the line. They're organic, vegan friendly. I wash my beard daily.
So vegan friendly means no cows or chickens
No.
were used in the making.
No,
Okay.
there's no products from any animal base is in them.
Right on.
I am not a vegan. I have friends that are, and one of them turned me on to trying the products. I absolutely love them.
Go ahead and plug them. What products do you use?
Trunk of Man. It's right down in Gatlinburg.
Oh, okay. So it's here local.
Yes.
Right on. Mike, do you use anything other than dirt for your beard?
I actually use a product called Everyman Jack, the sandalwood. There's two different ones. There's actually the beard oil and the beard butter. You actually probably won't use the beard butter when you first starting out. I know probably the thing everybody comes to me with is, oh, my beard itches. I can't get past the scratchy stage of the beard. The butter's probably not for that stage. You kind of want to use the oil for that stage. On that kind of takes away a little bit of the itchiness. You want to push it down to where it goes past the beard into the skin. That way it soaks up into the beard. On that, the butter is more like when you're at Drew's level, just a base, basically like a paste that you would use.
There's different levels of beards.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to.
This is baby.
Baby.
This is wizard.
Okay. All right. I'm not
So what do you
sure.
call ours?
Razor.
Razor?
Yeah. You just.
Yeah, you wouldn't even.
What do you use on your beard? A razor. So I shave
Do you
it.
use a certain type of beard wash when you shower?
Trunk of Man actually sells one. It's made with tobacco seeds, and it's absolutely amazing. It feels great, and it smells amazing.
I asked a guy the other day at we were at the laundromat, and there was a guy that had one of those epic beards, kind of scraggly looking. It wasn't well maintained like your guys. But I said, hey, I'm doing the show here soon. Is there anything you use on your beard? And he goes, yeah, shampoo and conditioner. I'm like, all right.
That is the worst thing to ever use on your facial hair. Regular over-the-counter shampoo and conditioner damages it, dries it out. Because the hair on your face is different from the hair on your head.
Right.
It's a little bit more sensitive. The beard, your beard hair is actually gonna be a little more sensitive than the hair on your head.
I think you might have just lost some viewers there. Talking about sensitive faces, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, your face has more oils on it than the top of your head does.
Right.
So that's why you need actual beard wash and beard conditioner. That's what you use to actually get it to be full and plentiful.
Right on. So you guys use local products for the beard. Mike, is yours also local?
Actually, the one I'm using right now is actually at Walmart. You can go to Walmart and get that one.
Okay.
I order off Amazon as well. My beard wash actually has argan oil. mixed in with it. I like that one a lot, but I'm probably going to switch it up. I regularly try different ones just to see.
Right.
You know, I can't have a favorite unless I, you know, mix and match a little bit. Just to
Well, and
see
that's,
what
you know, we always have viewers from all over, not just, you know, East Tennessee or the Smoky Mountain area, which is, you know, obviously a beautiful, an amazing area. But, you know, so by using Amazon now, I know, does Trunk of Man, do they ship? Do they?
Then I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm
Dollar
sure they
Shave
do.
Club
Okay.
is another one. I actually use my beard oil right now out of Dollar Shave Club. I've
Okay.
only been using it about a week now, but I mean, it smells awesome.
Right.
Keeps my beard hydrated, and, you know, make it look good.
Now you two work together. Does he
We
smell good
used
at
to.
work? Is that what the?
I don't know. I haven't been that close to him except for once.
I had a beard when I first started over there at the prison. I actually shaved it completely off one time.
Yep.
To be there, you have to go through an academy that they have. It's
Yeah,
usually
sure.
about 2 months, and you usually see every single trainee every single day. I completely shaved my beard off. I razored it down. I went into briefing one day. Nobody in the room knew who I was. Completely different person. I mean, you know, I just kind of got the weirdest looks. Like, you know, who's this guy?
Right. Right.
So it does.
Well, I don't know. I
definitely
don't know
make
if
a
you
difference.
knew. You know, I know we've known each other for a little bit, but I don't know if you knew. But I worked in the New York State prisons, in obviously New York Department of Corrections, and the Knox County Sheriff's here in Knoxville. You know, I worked in the jail, the county jail there. So we weren't allowed to have beards. So that's, you know, I'm a little disheartened there because, you know, a big burly man walking in with a beard, it's going to be intimidating to inmates. However, you know, some baby face walking in, lay down.
Yeah, that'd have been a no go for me.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah. You wouldn't have took the job because you couldn't grow a beard.
Definitely not. I look like a completely different person.
You do. I saw your wrestling picture, your high school wrestling picture. That was on
I
Facebook.
want to see this picture now.
Yeah,
He looks more than a baby than I do.
That's pretty good.
definitely shows my baby
It
face.
had
but-
some like laser eyes looking out. It was like, you know, looking all weird. But so speaking of wrestling, Drew, you're a wrestler.
Yep.
You actually wrestle in our promotion, Extreme Mountain Wrestling Alliance, and not Extreme Mountain Championship Wrestling. I got that right. But
He's actually said that the last 2 times over the mic in front of the crowd. Ooh, welcome to Extreme Mountain Championship Wrestling. He has to stop himself and go
because
back.
it flows. I'm sorry, it flows, and then I'm the one that came up with the name. So you know, so I screwed it up. But you wrestle. Tell us about the independent wrestling. We're going to switch gears here for a minute.
Man, it's crazy. I actually started my career and I got in the business as a referee and went through training while I was refereeing. I started with ETCW out in Elko and Maryville. Roger Rex is a great guy, great promotion, great show. I was very fortunate enough for him to let me come in and train before shows, as well as ref during the shows, because I felt I was able to learn more being in the ring and being able to see the 2 performers in there than just watching it from the back and also doing my training. And then I found I wanted to take my training to the next level, so I sought out a guy named Shane Andrews. Very well known, has had matches with Impact Wrestling. I owe everything that I've done so far to Shane. He pushed me to limits I never knew were possible. One of the things I still thank him for every week when it's cardio day is I text him or message him and say thank you, because he instilled in us that cardio was just as important as your technique in the ring. I hate cardio still. It sucks.
Yeah, me too.
I hate it with a passion. But I feel like my cardio is up there because of what he instilled in me. So, but other than that, I mean, I've got to meet a lot of my childhood dreams. A lot of the guys that I watched on TV as a kid.
So you dreamt about the guys on TV.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. I'm just asking.
I mean, if you want to take it there.
I'm not judgmental or anything. I'm just saying.
I mean, hey, whatever. No, I mean, it's cool to be able to meet guys in locker rooms that you watched as a child. And it's so fulfilling. I've been able to travel. I've been able to see places that I never thought I would see.
Right.
And I've got to do a lot of stuff that I never thought I would do. So
Right. Over the short time that I've been in the industry, I've followed you a little bit, and you've had different gimmicks through
I have.
through your career up to this point. Tell us about some of those and why you changed them.
When I first started off, I started off with my tag team. My original tag team partner was Mick O'Malley in ETCW, and I was put into a group called Pure Destruction, and I needed to come up with an Irish gimmick. So Drew Flanagan was born, and I absolutely hated it. I won't lie. I did. I hated it because, I mean, yes, I have Irish heritage, but I just absolutely, I couldn't talk with an Irish accent. I couldn't, none of that. So I don't look good in a kilt. There was times that I had to wear a kilt for shows. And I don't know. It was fun, but I hated it.
There's a guy that we all know that uses a Scottish gimmick, and he also does not look good in a kilt. So if you're watching Murphy,
hold on. Murphy, you look great in a kilt, brother. Absolutely
have you seen
great.
Murphy in a kilt? Because
I see Murphy all the time in a kilt.
We see different people because
Murphy's actually one of
his
my
accent is amazing. He does perfect there. But
I mean, the kid's got something. I mean, and he's actually one of my best friends in this business.
Yeah, Murphy's a good guy. I love Murphy to death. So
me and him are riding in the car together for Evolution in North Carolina later on next month.
Okay.
So it's absolutely awesome.
How far have you traveled?
I have traveled. Actually, I was every 3 weeks up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
When I transitioned over from Drew Flanagan, I still kept the name Flanagan because it was known. I then got a tag team partner named Kurt Cougar, and we then brought in Smiley.
That's a wrestling.
That is a wrestling name.
That's a wrestling name.
Yeah, and then we brought in Smiley, and we formed Next Gen Click.
Okay. Smiley also wrestles with us. Amazing.
Yeah. I love Smiley to death. They both actually stood up in my wedding that I had a couple years ago, which didn't last very long. But hey, that's another episode. Another episode. But
I hear three of them, so
it was a blast. I mean, we were the best of friends, and we traveled, and we were more than just tag team partners. We were family. And I still consider Smiley and his family, my family, 100%. But Next Gen Click really didn't have an actual gimmick with it. It was just 3 young guys that wanted to wow the business and do what we wanted to do. And a lot of times in this business, egos. I'm sure you guys have seen them.
Yeah.
Egos get in the way of a lot of things, and a lot of the newer guys and younger guys in the business are held back, and they're not pushed to thrive. And that was why we formed Next Gen Click, was just to say, hey, we're here and we're gonna do this. If you don't want us here, screw you, we'll leave.
Right. Kind of like the young attitudes coming in. And,
Exactly.
Not necessarily ego, but that attitude.
Right.
Yeah. I got you.
And when it first started, I had a lot of heat in the back of some shows just because of that attitude. And I was tired of the older guys constantly saying, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. Up in Pennsylvania, we were up there, and it's nothing for heels to be out during intermission, signing autographs and taking pictures and stuff. But when we'd come back here, we would get ridiculed by the heels that were in the back because they wouldn't go out because they're old school heels.
Yeah.
Where heels stay in the back. Well, nothing's going to get in the way of me making my money, first off.
That's why you do it.
Exactly. So from there, Next Gen Click kind of started to fade out a little bit. Kurt left the business. His dad bod is absolutely amazing. We're not friends anymore. No hard feelings towards the guy. Actually, he's getting married later on this year. I'm actually 100% thrilled and happy for him.
That's good.
But me and Smiley kept going with Next Gen Click for a little bit, and then we brought in Billy Marshall as a member. Being old school, it was nice to have somebody who appreciated what the younger guys were doing.
Right. Billy's a great guy too, and I know he's had different gimmicks over the years, but
Yes.
he actually works right up here in Pigeon Forge.
He does.
So if you ever want to see this big mean wrestler guy, go down to the what is it, the Rock and Raceway Arcade.
Yep.
So
Sometimes you'll catch him with pink hair. You never know.
that's a man thing right there. There's nothing better than pink hair.
Exactly.
So now you had a cowboy gimmick.
Yes, actually, that was the next step. Was the urban cowboy, and it was because I worked at a boot store as my normal shoot job, and I was in boots all the time. I was in cowboy hats all the time, and it was just my daily life. So
Mike likes cowboys, right? You have a thing for cowboys, right?
Not particularly anymore.
What was the we were talking about a gimmick name for you? What was it?
I think it was Clay Cassidy or something like that. Was it?
No, it wasn't Clay. Cassidy, I think was
it
right.
Colt?
Colt
I
Cassidy.
googled it, and there was a bunch of Western stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
I can see it.
You were like, I was all about that Brokeback name. So,
I can see it.
so
That's it.
you know,
as soon as he mentioned the Brokeback thing, I was like, yeah.
I mean, I've got
I'm
some.
out on that.
I don't wear them no more, so I mean, I got some cowboy hats I'll sell to you.
see,
I mean,
there you go.
they're really great quality.
Welcome, Colt
I mean,
Cassidy.
oh,
Right?
I think I've ditched the whole cowboy thing.
Hey now, don't miss us Cowboys.
Jason actually
David
had
Cash over here. You know, Jason and Johnny.
Well, my nickname is David Crash Cash when I rode bulls. So
well,
Bull Rider. Right
boom.
on.
Jason, why don't you tell him about your cowboy name?
Don't knock my cowboy name.
is
Jesse
your-
Justice.
Jesse
Right?
Justice.
He was going to
Jesse
skip
Justice.
over the cowboy
Double
name.
J.
I skipped the cowboy. I was the sheriff. All right.
All right.
So,
And then from the urban cowboy, it went into when I was with my first wife. She used to always tell me after that Carrie Underwood song came out that I was a cowboy Casanova, because
see, that's the gimmick that I saw. Yeah.
I was always able to, and this is her words, not mine. Smooth talk, ladies. So,
Any ladies watching? We have some lady fans. I've seen some female fans. So,
no, so I got tired of every locker room I went into. There was always 2 or 3 other cowboys, and then plus there's a gentleman in this area named Steve Burns, Cadillac Cowboy, and he has owned the cowboy gimmick, and he has ran with it, and it's phenomenal for him.
right.
And so I walked away from it, and I was looking for something that was fresh, something that was nobody in the area does, something that nobody really does, period. And I came out with the Viking gimmick, and the Crown Viking Prince was born.
That's kind of a big jump too, going from the cowboy to the Viking.
It was.
How was the transition? When that's kind of when you're talking about, you have fans who like your cowboy Casanova, and now you've transitioned completely different to a Viking. I mean, do those fans stay the same, or?
It was definitely shocking for them to see, especially when I posted the first picture of me in the Viking gimmick. The eyeliner came later, actually. Thank you very much. The eyeliner is something
He wears
newer.
eyeliner.
I do.
Just so
and
we-
I actually do my eyeliner a lot better than most females out there. So be jealous.
No, but
that's kind of a scary thought.
it is.
But some of them stayed, some of them didn't.
Can you bring the Viking Prince with roses out or something?
Well, that was actually the original. The original plan was actually I was going to be the Slayer of Romance.
Oh,
I was
right
gonna.
on.
I was gonna keep it. I was gonna just transition that over into being a Viking. And after a long conversation with a guy that used to have a podcast called The Sign Guy, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, Michael Williams out in Bristol area. He did a lot of shows out there with NWA Smoky Mountain when they were
Right.
when it was them before they changed their name to Innovate. But me and him had a long conversation. He was like, "Dude, you can't do the romance and be a Viking." So the idea quickly went out the window, and the Crown Viking Prince was born. And it's gotten a lot darker as of recently, with me teaming up with Calder.
Right.
And his manager is actually his wife, Seleno. She is absolutely, if you've not seen her, if you're faint of heart, don't look at her. Her eyes are blacked out.
Now I'm gonna interject only in her gimmick
Yes.
because she is absolutely beautiful
Yes.
without
Yes.
the stuff going on.
And they're really good friends of mine.
Right.
I think it was when we first started talking about forming together to start a tag team. It was very natural for us because
right.
he does a Ghost of the North type of Norse gimmick.
Right.
Not full on Viking, but yet still a Norse base.
But it works, and you guys have developed
it goes
the
together,
covenant,
yes.
yeah, and it kind of
Yeah.
brings it together. So, well, cool, man. And you're going to continue to wrestle for years and years and years.
I'm hoping.
Okay. What are your dreams going into wrestling? What are your dreams? Where do you want to be?
Honestly, I just like having fun. When I first got into it, I wanted to try to go somewhere. I wanted to try to do something. But let's be honest, I'm 34 years old. I'm out there just to have fun and just out there to make the fans remember me some way or another.
Right.
Let me ask you this: every wrestler has a bucket list match. What would your bucket list match be? Also, somebody that you haven't faced before.
Ooh, that's hard because
That's a good question.
I literally just had my bucket list match actually a couple weeks ago. Jeff Connolly is actually one of the best talents, if not just in East Tennessee, but in the Eastern United States. Absolutely phenomenal, and I was able to, by luck of draw, have a match with him. And he was the top of my bucket list, and now that I've had that match, I really want to have a match with one of my two trainers, either Wayne Atkins or Shane Andrews, just because I want to be able to show my two trainers what they've taught me and where I've evolved.
That's good that you actually use specific names because you're talking to the owners and promoters of the wrestling promotion, Extreme Mountain Wrestling, that you actually are a part of. So we might be able to make that happen.
I would be forever grateful. I mean, it was awesome just to be able to work Southern Bad Boys. They were also top of my bucket list.
Southern Bad Boys is a good team.
And I mean, first go around, they got the best of me and somebody who should have never been my tag team partner in the first place.
Who's still wrestling? Do you know that?
Yeah, he's walked away, came back.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knows what he's going to do from day to day. I mean, he may quit again after his next match.
Who knows? It happens.
But I got nothing but love for Keith Gabbins. He's doing what he needs to do. But then last show I got to work Rebel Dale, and it was absolutely that. Literally, like just.
I think you heard him.
Southern Bad Boys are a good team.
They are a great team.
I think you heard him.
I mean, they're the pinnacle of tag teams in East Tennessee.
White Trash Millionaires coming right on their tails too. So.
They are.
And I will say it out loud on Facebook. White Trash Millionaires. It's not hate speech. It's a tag team. Sorry, that's just me.